If you think you've seen every great vintage watch, get ready to be surprised, because some of the finest vintage watches were never meant to be famous. Bailey Banks and Biddle is one of them. Chasing vintage watches isn't just about keeping perfect time. If punctuality is the one thing that matters, you might as well get a soulless plastic computer watch. Vintage timepieces are about heritage, artistry, and stories you can wear on your wrist. If you've never closely examined a vintage Bailey Banks and Biddle watch, you've missed one of American horology's best kept secrets. These watches are heirlooms, carefully crafted and rich with history. They're the kind of piece that turns heads, not because of a logo, but because of the details only a true watch lover notices. Bailey Banks and Biddle wasn't your average watchmaker. Founded in 1832, it earned a reputation as a premier American jeweler, creating military medals, White House gifts, and fine jewelry for dignitaries. During the early to mid-20th century, the company lent its prestigious name to wristwatches and pocket watches, often collaborating with top Swiss manufacturers. The result was elegant, under-the-radar timepieces that rivaled the best of their day. Collectors might describe these watches as the quiet luxury of the mid-century because they speak through craftsmanship rather than flashy branding. It's quality and taste that don't need to brag. These watches balanced beauty with substance. Beneath dials marked with the Bailey Banks and Biddle name, you'll often find movements supplied by Longines, Wittnauer, and even Patek Philippe in rare cases. That means what's ticking inside carries as much prestige as the name on the front. The cases show the same dedication to detail. The craftsmanship is immediately apparent. Whether you're holding a solid gold 1940s dress watch or a slim 1960s model, sculpted lugs, engraved cases, finely set crowns, and crystals show that Bailey Banks and Biddle made these pieces with care. Open the case back, and you'll find jeweled, hand-finished movements built to last generations. Even minor design touches, like subtly shaped hour markers or engraved case backs, demonstrate the thought and artistry that went into each piece. These were watches made to be cherished, not just worn. One reason these watches are so pricey is scarcity. Bailey Banks and Biddle wasn't producing watches on a large scale like Hamilton or Bulova. Many pieces were created as premium gifts. A Bailey Banks and Biddle piece was an appropriate, generous way to mark meaningful occasions like weddings, retirements, or anniversaries. That exclusivity means that finding one in excellent condition requires some digging, but the hunt is part of the thrill. Wearing one is about wearing a story most collectors have never encountered. It's like stepping into a time capsule. Each watch carries decades of history on your wrist, surviving trends, world events, and generations of wearers. The standout pieces mostly come from the 1930s through the 1960s. During this time, the brand paired American design sensibility with top-tier Swiss movements. Expect Art Deco-inspired dials from the 30s, slim gold wristwatches from the 50s, and minimalist 60s pieces with understated elegance. Dress watches from the 1950s and 1960s often feature 14K gold cases and small second subdials. They exclude Mad Men era sophistication and are versatile enough for today's style. Pair one with a suit or dress up a casual outfit. Either way, these watches never feel out of place. Watch aficionados love these watches for 3 reasons: rarity, quality, and story. They are hidden gems not easy to find in every auction or vintage shop. Pair that with a Swiss movement in a precious metal case and decades of durability, and you have a timepiece that still keeps excellent time with minimal maintenance. The story is equally compelling. This is a brand that created medals of honor and White House regalia. Wearing one connects you to a legacy of American prestige and craft. It's a conversation starter that also signals discernment. people notice when a watch is not only elegant, but historically significant. If you find one of these watches, don't let it sit in a drawer. Proper servicing can bring many back to full functionality and make them look as good as new. That's where Bailey Banks and Biddle watch repair comes in. A skilled watchmaker can clean and oil the movement while preserving the vintage character. Even something as simple as replacing a worn crystal or adjusting the crown can dramatically improve the watch's appearance and longevity, but only if the work is done well. If you're eyeing a piece and want an opinion on the mechanical condition, a watch pro will let you know whether you found a gem or a lemon. It's essential to work with someone specializing in professional watch repair rather than a generic service center. A reliable expert ensures the mechanics are sound and that the watch retains the details that make it unique. Regular maintenance can indefinitely extend a vintage piece's life, turning today's collectible into a future family heirloom. Choosing a Bailey Banks and Biddle watch signals that you value authenticity, story, and craftsmanship over hype. Whether it's a sleek gold dress watch or a vintage piece paired with jeans and a blazer, these watches elevate your style and connect you to an era when American jewelers collaborated with the best Swiss makers. Remember this name the next time you hunt for a vintage watch that stands out without screaming for attention. When one of these elegant, under-the-radar timepieces ticks on your wrist, you'll understand why craftsmanship still matters. Unlike many trendy watches, these pieces age gracefully because they don't rely on flashy branding or gimmicks to command attention. They endure through generations, proving that good taste only improves with time.